it's Lauren Yates from Rave It Up here. And today we're going to be having a chat over Zoom with English actor Oliver Rice, who you may know playing Simon Atwater in the TV show Chesapeake Shores. He's also in Altered Carbon, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, as well as the movie Always Be My Maybe. We have a talk about all of these projects, as well as go back to the beginning and find out how he got into acting and whether there was any other careers he wanted to pursue. There's so much to cover, so let's get into it now. Before we get into today's interview, we would like to give a shout out to our Patreons, Irene, Bev, and Michael. If you haven't heard of Patreon before, it is a great way to support us and keep us running and improving. You pick a membership tier that suits you and your budget per month, and in return for supporting us, we'll give you behind-the-scenes content and free stuff. You don't have to give much either. You can be a part of our Patreons for as little as $4 a month. Just visit patreon.com/raveitup. You can even donate through PayPal if you don't trust other sites. You can do so just through our email, raveituptv@gmail.com. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. We appreciate anything you can do to support us. Now, let's get into this interview. Oliver, welcome to Rave It Up. It is a pleasure to have you on our show. How are you going today?
So good. Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. I know you're a busy guy, so I appreciate you taking the time.
No, of course.
Since this is your first time on our show, we'd actually love to start from the beginning, if that's okay, to get to know you a little bit better and find out how you've made it to where you are today. So when I was doing a bit of research on you, is it true that you were only a kid when you discovered your love for acting and knew that it was what you wanted to do for the rest of your life? That's so young, you know? How did that happen? Was it drama in school or just watching movies?
Yeah, I don't know that I thought that it was something that I wanted to do necessarily, but I suppose I loved acting at school, doing school plays and any opportunity to, school assemblies and stuff to have a little fun. I loved Bugsy Malone and Les Miserables. They're like both of them musicals, and I can't sing, so I don't do musicals, but I wanted to play Gavroche in Les Miserables. I saw it when I was like 10 with my dad and my nana.
That is young for Les Mis.
Oh, it was so, I think I was 10. I remember it well. I grew up in the suburbs of London, and we got like a black cab into town. It was such a big deal for me. And I just loved being in the theatre and seeing the kids that were playing, Gavroche. I wanted to do it. And Bugsy Malone as well, seeing kids acting and, firing the splurge guns and running in the cars. It really excited me. But then, I did plays through school, and when I was 16, my school finished and I had to go to a new school from like 16 to 18. I went to quite an academic school. And so it wasn't really like presented as an option to be an actor, I suppose. And so I went to law school and I did a law degree. But while I was there, that's when I sort of realized that, acting could be a thing. I guess I didn't really have that much passion for law. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the degree. I finished it, which, I
good, congrats.
Thanks. That was nice. That was good that I finished. But it
wasn't really something you wanted to do for the rest of your life.
And I could see all the people that I was studying with, they really wanted it. They really wanted to be lawyers. And a lot of them obviously now are, and, good for them. That was the sensible choice, to be a lawyer.
Hey, but you're the one on TV and movies now, so...
Well,
Who's got the better gig?
They've got the steady, regular paycheck. They know it's coming.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Especially as you get older and have a family and things. It's nice to know that the money's coming in.
And I'm sure they've worked through COVID as well.
Yeah, or to be honest, we'll probably get onto that, but COVID hasn't been terrible in this part of the world. I'm in Vancouver, in Canada, and we've
TV and movies. We still needed entertainment for us people stuck at home, so you guys a little bit.
Yeah, we've been lucky here the way that the local government, the provincial government and the federal government in Canada has responded pretty well, I think, to the pandemic, and so work has been pretty steady
Oh, that's
in
good.
film and TV here through
Well,
the
touch
pandemic.
wood. It
Yeah,
stays
yeah,
that
yeah.
way for you.
I hope so. But yeah, going back to starting out, when I was at university, we had this great theatre where I went to university, and so I spent so much time doing plays, acting in plays and directing plays, probably to the detriment of my degree. But yeah, I realized that that's what I wanted to do. And so when I was studying for my finals, I was also auditioning for drama school,
Oh, good.
which is a pretty intense time. But yeah, it all worked out. I got into a good drama school. I went there after university, and then yeah, I've just been on a sort of up and down
Ever since.
trajectory ever since. Yeah.
So do you think there were any other careers that you wanted to pursue when you were younger? You know, obviously with being in the UK, and I don't want to be stereotypical, but it's, you know, quite a huge football culture there. Did you ever want to get into football? Or I know you're a fan yourself, but or in any sports?
Do you know, I would have loved to have been a football player, but I just didn't have the talent. I played a lot of football. I played rugby. But yeah, I just wasn't good enough. So, and I think I worked that out, you know, early on.
Early age, yep.
I loved it. But yeah, I was never going to be a professional. I still love to, you know, kick a football around. And I played in a tournament a couple of years ago, just before the pandemic, I suppose.
Oh, that's
And it was great. I loved it, and just realized how unfit and old I was. You know, if you don't keep things up regularly, I remember walking off and both my ankles and my knees, just the pain. And I hadn't been like in a crunching tackle. No one had injured me or fouled me. I was just in pain because I played 90 minutes of football.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty harsh realization. But no, I was never going to be a professional sportsman.
But I guess you still had the law degree to kind of fall back upon, right? Because they always, you know, a lot of people do have those plan Bs, as they like to call it, especially with how hard it is to, when starting out, especially to try to get that big break.
Yeah. Well, I remember I did get some advice. I can't remember who it was now, but it did stick with me. Who was it? I can't think. But I was told, you know, don't have a plan B. Because if you have a plan B, it's something to fall back on, you inevitably do fall back, because you know there are always going to be times.
Start not focusing on plan A, which is the important one.
Yeah. So and I don't know whether that is just sort of stubbornness or laziness or what it is, but I've just, you know, just going to keep cracking on.
Definitely don't think it's laziness.
No, I don't. To be honest, no, I don't think it's laziness. I think the laziness is just, you know, at times in my life, I thought, well, what else could I do? And everything just seems like such hard work to start at the bottom and try and find, you know, a new career. That would be challenging. But fortunately, within this, you know, the career that I have, the industry that I've, you know, gone into, there are lots of different things that I can do. So I have, you know, started to explore doing different things like writing and maybe directing one day in the future. But and maybe producing things. So yeah, it's good. There's lots of different potential avenues to go down.
There's lots.
But if I wasn't going to be an actor,
umbrella.
I was going to be a policeman. That was my
policeman. Okay, that's different.
Yeah, there was like a sort of fast track in the Metropolitan Police that my degree would have sort of helped me into. And so I was sort of filling in the paperwork and the applications for that at the same time as writing my finals and auditioning for drama school. So my goodness, choice was sort of, and I auditioned for 4 drama schools. I thought I'd picked sort of, there's a lot of good drama schools in the UK, but I picked 4 that I thought were the best 4. And also the only 4 where you didn't have to sing at the first audition. So I was like, right, so I'm not going to apply to any more. If I get into one of those 4, that's what I'm going to do. And if I don't, then I'm going to join the Metropolitan Police.
Oh, you left it to the universe to decide.
I think I was lucky. I don't think I would have fared that well as a copper, to be honest.
Oh, well,
so who knows?
You also got to choose what you're most passionate about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems like
I think it's important to follow.
Yeah, you love the acting.
Your passion. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I have heard too, acting is not the only art form that you do enjoy too. You're a big music fan, and is it true that you were in a band at one point?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Or do we have to update the internet?
Yeah, where did you read that? I wasn't. Yeah,
I
where
did
you
my
read that?
research.
You have done your research.
I did a big stalk.
Oh,
Hello.
This is Rowan.
Hi, Rowan.
He can't hear you, but he's very excited.
I'll just wave.
He said, "Will he get to be on YouTube?" So.
Oh yes, he'll get to be on YouTube now.
Your YouTube debut, mate. Yeah, no. So bands. Well, I lived the last place I lived in London. I lived with a bunch. There was 5 of us, and we were all actors and musicians. I lived with 2 drummers, and they're 2 of my best friends, James and Matisse. And they played in lots of different bands, and they were very kind and always sort of welcome me into their sort of, musical endeavors. And so I played in a band called the Bam Bam Drum Band.
Oh, that's cool.
And we played festivals and did some sort of corporate gigs. It was great. I played percussion. I was the least talented, but maybe the most enthusiastic member of the band.
That's what matters.
We just had fun. We had so much fun.
Oh.
Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot.
So nothing in the future with music?
Hey, I'll always bang a drum if someone wants me to bang a drum.
Give me an instrument, I'll try.
Collecting drums now. Yeah, so I have a cajon and a djembe and pandero and lots of different sort of percussion instruments that I love to hit. But I don't. Yeah, maybe one day. Yeah, why? Yeah, maybe one day. I'll join a band. If anyone's in Vancouver and wants a mediocre percussionist, I'm here.
That's why they put you on percussion.
Yeah. Although they say that, right? So someone asked me, I was chatting to someone, they said, "Oh, what were you? Were you playing the triangle?" I was like, "No, the triangle's pretty tricky. I didn't get onto triangle." I'm serious.
Triangle's pretty tricky.
Yeah, my friend Sean would play the triangle. I'd be mesmerized. He'd be like, the different things you could do with the triangle. Whew. I gotta keep practicing.
What were you put on then?
A shekere.
Yep.
Do you know shekere? It's like a big sort of gourd with beads, and you shake it and you do fun stuff. A ganza, which is like a cool little instrument with little cymbals that you shake. Shakers. I did a lot of shaking.
Yep, it seems like it.
Yeah. I was like Bez in the Happy Mondays, if you know the Happy Mondays. I was there for the vibes, not really the talent.
Yeah, that's what you said. You got the enthusiasm to be on stage.
Yeah.
And you faked it till you made it, right?
Totally. Yeah. And had fun.
You did graduate from the Oxford School of Drama, right, in 2005?
Yeah,
but your first credited appearance wasn't actually until 2007 in a short film called Honeymoon. How long do you think you were working hard on your craft for and auditioning for before getting that first big break? Was it just those 2 years or longer? Because, they always say it takes 10 years to be an overnight success.
I mean, okay, so that definitely wasn't a big break, that movie. I know that's my first credit on IMDb. I'll tell you the truth about that one. I was in a service station driving out to Wales, and while I was there, someone came up to me and went, "Oh, we're shooting a movie here, and you're going to be in the background. So would you just sign this waiver to say that that's okay?" I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Like, great. I wanted to be an actor.
That's my big break.
So it was even longer. I was right.
Service station, and
could have been anybody.
It's possible. Yeah, it definitely could have been anybody. But no, I worked hard. Like out of drama school, I got a job quite early on doing a theatre tour around Europe. So I was kind of mainly in working in theatre in the UK. Lots of fringe theatre and like off West End stuff and little tours. I did a tour of Europe and a couple of little tours around the UK. So yeah, I was working hard. It was tricky, to be honest, to get into like film and TV in the UK. Yeah, I found that, that was a big part of what precipitated my move to North America was, the content that is made in the UK, I think is amazing, but there's not a great deal of it. And it's tricky. Oftentimes you find the same people cropping up in everything. It's quite hard to break into that circle. So yeah, I did a lot of theatre, and made, short films with friends, and was always trying to be busy and creative and sort of make stuff for myself, and collaborate with friends. I was lucky where I lived in North London. There was a whole bunch of actors and musicians and just creative people, and we made the most of that time and did lots of things for ourselves, which, some of my favorite memories, some of the best times were, really struggling to make rent and all of that, but just having fun and going out and doing stuff, making things happen.
Yeah. Doing,
fringe theatre for no money. And for, sometimes, there might be 10 people in the audience.
Well, just being appreciative for the opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that it's a good sort of apprenticeship or internship into the industry. Just keep working. I think it would be very difficult. I admire people that, at 19, 20 go straight into a big show or a big movie. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
But I admire it because, you're coming from, it must be, you must have a lot of confidence and I think I needed to build my confidence. I did that by sort of
the hard yards,
theatre and doing. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like you need that as well, because then, you appreciate not that you wouldn't really appreciate the big opportunity in the first place, but I mean, it gets you kind of prepped and ready for anything and everything, whether you got to improvise or memorize a script.
Yeah, I think so. And it makes you grateful when the other sort of work does start to come in.
Yeah.
Like, I've put the work in. I'm grateful for this opportunity.
So what year do you think you got, a big break then? So it's 2005 you graduated.
I don't know. I feel like I hope there's more big breaks still down the road to come.
Definitely.
I think everything is a break. Every time you get to work with someone new, every time you get to, try your hand at a different genre or a different sort of a way of working, that's all a big break. And where are you going? What are you up to,
He's
monkey?
Lurking in the background.
Yeah. But no, I think that recently I've had some good gigs that I've really enjoyed. Working on Chesapeake Shores was really nice.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
I did that was, continuous over a number of seasons.
Well, I was going to make the joke that you just seem to be taking over Netflix. You're like, here, you're there, you're everywhere.
You know what?
You're just popping up.
It was quite funny the other day, a little while ago. We turned on Netflix. They have the opening screen and it has all the different shows, and it was just on. And I was with my girlfriend. I was like, "Oh, I'm in that one, and that one, and that one." It's kind of weird.
Yeah, you got Chesapeake Shores. You got Altered Carbon. You got Always Be My Baby. You just popping up. Take over Netflix, Oliver.
Well, I don't know about taking over, but it's nice to be on there. It's not like Netflix is. I've really enjoyed all the projects that I've worked on that have been for Netflix. Sabrina was a really
that's another one.
Cool show that I enjoyed working on. So
it's good because it's global too. Obviously we're getting it here in Australia as well. So all over,
which is interesting. I have some good, really great Australian friends that, you guys get about, and I meet plenty of Australians here. There's lots here, but also in London, I had lots of Australian friends that would tend to be there for a couple of years, and maybe then move back home, and Kiwi friends as well. And it's been nice because it's hard to stay in touch with people. Easier now, easy with Facebook and stuff, but you still don't tend to do it on a regular. Just like, chat to so and so over there. But it's nice because I get messages every now and again from Australia, usually in different parts of the world, saying, "Oh, I saw you in Sabrina," or "I saw you in Altered Carbon," and then that sort of instigates a catch up, which is nice.
Oh, that is nice. Well, I do want to talk about Chesapeake Shores. It's one of my favorite shows, by the way. I love it, love it, love it. So many of us know you from playing Simon Atwater, and I really want to, can you take us back to the beginning with the whole journey for you? How was the audition process, and was Simon someone you automatically resonated with?
Yeah, I guess
Of
he's,
course.
an English dude in a North American uh, world. So yeah, I could relate to that. He's a pretty uh, successful novelist, uh, which I don't necessarily doesn't resonate so well. But it was great. The audition process was interesting. The character was initially going to be um, not such a nice guy, someone that came into Bree O'Brien's life, um, sort of charmed her. He was going to charm her, and then she was going to realize quite quickly, I think in the space of 3 episodes, that he wasn't what he claimed to be, that he was a charlatan, really. And I think that the idea was that he was American, pretending to be British, to try and, I don't know why you would do that, to try and, I don't know, be different, get ahead.
I don't know. Maybe because the women find the English accent sexy. I don't know.
No
like
idea.
She'll fall for it.
She'll fall for the Englishness, and then it was going to be revealed that he was actually American and was just a complete sham. And that was all gonna take place within 3 episodes. And then when I got there, I don't know. I guess I knew Amelia, who plays Bree, Amelia Ullerup. I knew her, and we're good friends, and so I think just the two characters, they kind of hit it off, and we worked nicely together, and they had a change of heart, and they ended up keeping me for 3 seasons, which was really nice.
Yeah. Like,
yeah,
he's too nice to be a mean character.
Yeah, well, I think that just the way it went, like, I've played plenty of not so nice guys.
Yes.
But I think this one, they seemed to hit it off, and there was some nice little back and forth between them. I think that Simon was a good foil for her. She was sort of really trying to establish herself in this literary world, and he was already established, and so he was able to, help her out in a way, but then also they sort of, she saw him as a bit of a sellout, because he was writing these sort of sickly kind of boring chick lit novels, and she had she had aspirations to win Pulitzer prizes or Booker prizes, and so they would hit it off, and they would sort of butt heads. And I think that in a show that there wasn't a great deal of conflict, that was a sort of nice little conflict that they had, this sort of intellectual back and forth. So I think it was nice, it worked, and so we got a much longer arc through 3 seasons rather than 3 episodes.
So even though it was 3 seasons, it was still quite, a small part for you. How much filming did you have to do? Was it just one day here and there? You just have to keep traveling?
Yeah, so it's filmed on Vancouver Island, which is sort of a 2-hour ferry or a 20-minute seaplane from Vancouver, the city. So yeah, they filmed for 3 months, I think, maybe 3.5 months this season. And so I would, fly back and forth. Like,
you wouldn't be there for the whole 3 months.
No, I wouldn't be there for the whole time. So this is another thing with Simon, is that I'd show up in Chesapeake Shores, and then do it, we'd have, an episode or 2 episodes, and then Simon would go off to do a talk at Harvard, or a book signing in Chicago, wherever it was, or go back to London to see his family. So I would do, and they're shot in blocks, 2-episode blocks. So I'd go over, shoot all of my stuff for 1 block, and then I'd come back to Vancouver. Sometimes I'd be shooting something else at the same time, which was always nice. And then I'd go back, and so I'd just do back and forth, which was great. I really loved it. The place where it's filmed is amazing.
Yeah, is Chesapeake Shores a real place? Because, I want to live there. It's beautiful.
It really is. So it's shot mainly around Parksville, Qualicum Beach, and Nanaimo, and really beautiful part of the world.
Yeah, I just want to sit right outside that house on that seat, right near the water. Oh,
yeah, the house is pretty special. Yeah.
Be a good holiday house for us all to own.
I mean, it's a beautiful holiday home for somebody. I don't know who
Yes.
owns it, but yeah, it's a quite a special place.
And did you ever have any difficulty like memorizing your lines? Because obviously, with Simon being, you know, a novelist and really knowing the English language so well, he's got so much, I want to say, impressive dialogue.
I mean, I think the writers did enjoy leaning into Simon's wordiness.
Yes.
No, I wouldn't say it was necessarily difficult to learn the lines. Sometimes, you know, this happens a lot with different projects, but definitely on this one, there'd be quite a lot of rewrites and things. So that could be a challenge if, you know, you've got a scene and you get, you know, your one draft and you learn that. And then 2 days before they change it completely.
They change it again.
And then on the night before they change it again. So then you've got 3 different versions of the same scene in your head. So when it comes to actually shooting, sometimes like a line from the first draft will drop in and you're like, and it can be a bit confusing.
Yeah.
But no, I really enjoyed, I enjoyed how they made, you know, he was quite stereotypically English, but then there was some interesting things like parallels. There was the character of Caroline. So Simon writes all these Caroline novels. It's always Caroline and Carolina and all of these. And then the character Caroline, played by Kimberly Sustath, who's great. She came into the series, and it was a bit of to make a bit of a love triangle, and to see, you know, Bree getting a little bit jealous because obviously Simon had loved this woman enough to base all these novels on her.
Yeah.
And we were talking at the cafe, and the Caroline character was saying, "Oh, do you remember, you know, when we were at Oxford, and we all went swimming in the river, in the River Cherwell, and that was like a little." And so I went to the writers. I was like, "Where did you get that idea from? That, you know, after their lecture, they all went to the river and all went swimming in the river." He's like, "Oh, you know, we just thought it'd be fun, and we you know, we looked at Oxford and we looked at, like, there's the River Cherwell. We thought, oh, you know, that would be good." Because that actually happened. Like when I was at Oxford at drama school, we all, after one day, it was super hot. And where our school was on the Blenheim Palace estate. So it's quite a way out of Oxford. So we'd all get school bus to and from. And so we were on the bus coming back into Oxford, so hot. So we're like, well, let's just go down to the river. So we all went down to the river and went skinny dipping. And so it was like, it was very strange that, you know, this event that actually happened somehow found its way into the show.
Wow,
pretty much.
That gives me chills.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the writers loved that fact, that it was a real thing.
Yeah, authentic.
Yeah, and they drop things in, like they say that that Simon was born in North Wales and grew up in London, which is, you know, exactly what my life was.
What happened with you?
Yeah.
They just literally wrote it for you, Oliver.
Yeah, I mean, they could have come up with something original.
Yeah, I know,
Just
right?
took my life. No, they were great. I loved them. Really great to work with.
Well, you've said in a previous interview too that you've done that you're kind of hoping for a bit of a spin-off show in a way because of all Simon's travels around the world. We'd love to see that, and you have
Wouldn't
mentioned.
that be great?
Yeah, Simon mentions in the show that his family is as complicated as the O'Briens. I think it would be really, really cool to watch. It'd be entertaining.
I think so. Unfortunately, I think that Bree may have moved on from Simon.
Well, she mentioned him the other day. I think it was the first or second episode. Yeah, while I was in the UK, I had dinner with Simon and his new girlfriend.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
So I was like, okay, so it looks like Simon's moved on.
Well, as long as Simon's doing all right,
yes.
I'm glad to hear that he is.
Hey, you're still being mentioned in the show, so that's pretty cool.
Maybe one day he'll come back.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And fingers crossed about a spin-off. I think it'd be really cool. Let's get all the fans just to write to like Hallmark Channel or something. Take that sort of idea.
Yeah.
It's the only way it's going to get made.
Good. Let's do it. I'll get onto Amelia, see if she's up for it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And I have heard as well that you and Britt Irvin, who plays Danielle in the show, are in the early stages of developing and writing your own script. Kind of, would you be perfect for Hallmark? What, is that still in the pipeline, or was that kind of just an idea that...
I mean, it was an idea that we had when we were on set, And yeah, we just were throwing around some fun little ideas, and then the pandemic sort of hit, and so we had time on our hands, and Brit was pregnant, and so we just sort of got down to writing. And so we have a script, and we've optioned it, and so we'll see. Hopefully it will get made maybe early next year.
Fingers crossed. I can't wait.
I hope so. It's a lot of a lot of love went into writing it. It was such a fun process, and one that I'm really grateful that I got to do with Brit. I think I've tried to I've had ideas and thought about writing things in the past. It's very difficult to get beyond the early sort of ideas, but when you're working with someone, when you're collaborating, I think you have this added impetus that you're doing it together, and that you can kind of keep each other in check and keep pushing each other on. So yeah, and we made a great writing team, I think. So
maybe there'll be future ones as well if this one's successful.
Yeah, I hope so. We have ideas sort of percolating.
Is there a title for this one that you can share, or do we have to wait?
Well, not really. It's a sort of working title, so it probably wouldn't stay the same anyway. But
you know what you have to do, Oliver? You have to come back on the show when it does get released, all right? And we'll talk about it.
I would love to, Lauren.
Because I want to hear all about it, the whole process.
Okay.
There's only so much we can fit into this interview with all the amazing things that you've done.
Don't about that.
Oh, seriously, there's heaps. I do want to talk about the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which is also on Netflix for people to check out. I was having a look on Instagram, and you have like such a scary character look. Is that just makeup or a mask? And was it comfortable?
Yeah, no, it was quite a process. So I did an episode, I think it's season 4 or maybe 3. I think there were 5 in total. Or there 4. There's either 4 or 5. So it was the penultimate.
Fans will have to watch all of season 3 and 4 to find you.
Yeah, it was the penultimate season. I played Barabbas, and I got to wear like a big wig, and I had a cool little beard, and it didn't look very much like me. I've got a beard now, but this is for a job that I'm doing right now, and it was really great. I really enjoyed it. And then I got a call for the next season, and they said, "Oh, we want you to come back." And I was like, "Why can I come back? Like, I played Barabbas, he died, and like that was him done." But they wanted me to play Lazarus, so I think I'm just like the go-to sort of.
Hey, the great thing about makeup and stuff, you look different
characters.
in every single thing.
Well, that's the thing. I was like, well, how am I going to play another character? I've clearly already played. And they went, no, you're going to have so much makeup on. You're playing Lazarus, who's like, and he's, 2,000 years old, the undead. You'll be disguised by makeup. So then they had such an amazing team of, special effects makeup department. And yes, so I had a full cast made of my head.
Wow.
And then, I went in, we did like some makeup tests, and it took, I say it was probably 2.5 hours to get it all on.
Wow.
So it's like a big latex mask that they put on. Oh, I had a bald cap, and it was all bald. And then this full latex mask, which is like prosthetic. And then it gets like glued in and then painted in and then airbrushed, and all to make it look
It looked amazing.
2,000 years old. Yeah, it was great. And then, this long wig. And then the character, he has 2 coins over his eyes, which was quite challenging. So that it was all attached. And so they put that around my eyes, and these 2 coins, and they had tiny like pinholes in them.
Yeah, because I was about to say, how do you see?
You couldn't see anything. And especially we're shooting it outside in the dark. And I had 0 peripheral vision, so I always had people like guiding me around.
Trust exercises.
We were playing a game. Yeah, we were playing a game called Senate, which is similar, I guess, kind of like a chess sort of board game. And so I had to like move my pieces very specifically on this game. I couldn't see a thing. So I was just like,
have I got the right piece?
Yeah, and I had like these prosthetic like fingernails to make me look so old, and so I'm just like knocking pieces over every time. It was quite a challenge, but they were very patient, and it was lots of fun.
Well, it's a new experience for you. It's not something you get to do for every single movie or show you're in.
Yeah, no, it's great, and there's something about like wearing a mask that you can hide behind. It's something that we did at drama school quite a bit of work on mask work, because honestly, you put a mask on anybody, and even if it's just like a blank mask, people start acting completely differently, because we have metaphorical masks that we put on and take off and have for different situations,
specific characters, but to actually have
but just
a
in
mask.
life, just in life, everyone's wearing a different mask at different times, depending on who you're talking to and how comfortable you feel and the environment that you're in. So, but when you work with masks, it's really useful. It's really helpful to, like, it's easy to get into character when you turn and look in the mirror and you see like a 2,000-year-old man looking back. He's like, right, well, it's not Ollie. Definitely Lazarus now.
Does it take that long to also take it off, or is that a lot quicker?
No, that's a lot quicker.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and you have like 2 or 3 people just sort of using oils and things to loosen it and pull it off, and it's quite fun to rip it off.
Like, I'm ready to get this thing off me now.
Yeah.
Probably had it on for hours, right?
It's a big relief. Yeah. So that, I think probably the longest I'd have had that on would be probably 12 hours.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, and it's a long day when you've got 2 hours to get into it, 12 hours, and then you want to get it off as quickly as possible.
I have real respect for you. All right, and anybody who does that, we need to respect actors more.
Oh, I think they get plenty of respect.
Well, you did also have a small part in Always Be My Maybe, another great movie on Netflix. See, I told you, you're taking over Netflix. And I loved that movie. You were only on set for one day for that movie, I read online. But how was your experience with it, though? Was it fun? Like, I don't know how with that scene with, what's his name, Randall, who plays Marcus, how you didn't laugh heaps. Like, he is hilarious.
He really is. But also so, like, incredibly professional. So, I don't know, it's a strange thing. I've worked with a couple of actors that I feel like are hilarious. And you think that you're going to meet them and they're just going to, everything they say is just going to be hilarious. No, he was super nice and really, really lovely and welcoming to the set. I was there for one day. It's not like, we're now great mates, but he was just very welcoming. We sat down, we talked a lot. And he was just quite serious. And then we'd do a scene, do a take, and he'd just say something completely off the cuff and just something completely random and be so straight faced with it, which that's the comedy. That's where the comedy comes from. Like you.
I love how your son's popped up again. It's like a horror movie. You just see face.
He is a horror movie. He's like the boy in the boy movie.
There's heaps of them.
So really fun. And Ali Wong as well. I didn't do any scenes with her, but she was, because they wrote it and they were exec producing, so she was there, really just so lovely and so funny. And she'd like throw lines to Randall, to me, to say, and it was a lot of fun.
So every single take, Randall would say something different.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
He just
talk about improv.
Different things, but he was all it was really eye-opening. It was really interesting to be a part of that, and and hard to keep a straight face a lot of the time. Yeah.
Well, you did a good job, even though it was a small part. People remembered.
It was a fun one. I got to wear a very nice and very expensive Tom Ford suit, which was that was nice. That was fun for me. Not so fun for the wardrobe department. I remember I got there. And I got into my, went through hair and makeup, got my my suit on. I mean, it was very expensive, and they kept reminding me how expensive this suit was.
Yeah, don't spill anything on it. Don't rip it.
That's it. So I'd been waiting around for quite a while because they were filming some other stuff earlier on in the day, and so I was in my trailer just kind of hanging around Circus, and I was really hungry, so hungry, and so I was like, in the end, I was like, can I just go to set? Because I just want to get some food, go to Crafty, just get something. And they're like, oh, well, they're moving from one location to the next. So nothing, is set up. So eventually I got to set, and I was like one of the first there, and the rest of the crew were arriving from their other location. And there's a restaurant here called Vidges, which is a really great Indian restaurant in Vancouver, and they have a food truck. And so the Vidges food truck turned up on set. So I was like, no one was really around. I'm so hungry. So I just went up and I got a big thing of buttered chicken and naan bread. And then I went in and I sat down in the green room, and I was just tucking into this, buttered chicken. And then one of the wardrobe people saw me and she went, "Stop!" Ran over and she grabbed like a massive sheet, like a huge sheet, and then tried to cover me up like a huge bib. I remember I had one mouthful left. I was like, I'm good.
I'm already done.
I'm finished. I'm so hungry. I wasn't dropping anything. I was starving.
Yeah.
It was quite, I gave her a little mini heart attack.
Sheet for just one more spoonful.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, that suit was, cost more than I did for that.
Yeah.
Film.
That puts it in perspective. Can easily be replaced just with the suit.
Oh, yeah. I can be replaced, but the suit, no.
No. They don't want to pay for a new one.
No.
Wow, what a fun experience.
It was.
A little bit jealous.
Yeah, and it's funny as well because that's I did half a day's work on that, and that's the one that everyone like, so people that I haven't seen in a very long time, that's the one I'm getting messages about because everyone seemed to watch that movie, and it is a great movie. I genuinely love it. So
not Chesapeake Shores. You even got to have a bigger part in that.
Yeah, well, I don't know that Chesapeake Shores has the same reach as a big, like that, rom-com.
Huge
they're
movie.
The best. They're just so great. Everyone can enjoy them.
And instead of watching the whole Chesapeake Shores and waiting for you to pop up, you're just watching one movie.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It was hugely popular from what I gather.
Oh, definitely.
And deservedly
even
so,
here.
because it was, it's great fun.
Yeah. Also, those big actors, come on, of course it's going to be big. Ali Wong, love her.
She's amazing. Yeah.
All right, Oliver, I think we should have a little bit more fun and we should play a game now. What do you think?
I'm always up for a game.
Awesome. I think everyone's up for a game. A little bit of fun. We have a game here on Rave It Up called the 2-Minute Hot Seat. And what we do is I ask you various questions and you just have to pick your preference. So it's like singing or dancing, dogs or cats. And you have to answer as many questions in 2 minutes as possible. And then when we finish, we can see where you sit on the leaderboard up against everyone else who's played the game. Yes.
Oh, okay, now I'm getting competitive.
I'm at the moment in the process of organising an interview with Megan Ory, who plays Abby on Chesapeake Shores. So maybe you can set the bar nice and high for her, and then she can try to beat you.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Yes, no pressure. All right, let me get my questions.
What's the top score right now?
The top score is 101. It was her second time playing it, and I think she was just trying to give whatever answer she could just to get to the top.
101. Wow, okay.
I know. With Zoom, it's a little bit more delay, but so I'm going to give you 101
questions.
Yeah.
In 2 minutes.
Very fast. I couldn't even keep up.
Wow.
Yes.
How do you ask that many questions?
In that many, need a prize. In that amount of time. Oh my goodness. Probably at the top of like Zoom interviews, I want to say, is probably around 54. That was probably because everybody else is kind of in person, so 54 for Zoom.
54, okay, so I'm aiming for 54.
Yes, and that was a actress from the musical Pippin, the main actress. She did very good, 54.
Pippin, I saw that in London years ago.
Yeah, Gabrielle McClinton.
Great, nice.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to give you 2 minutes 15 just because it's, over the internet. That's what I've been doing for everybody.
Sounds good.
All right. Are you ready, Oliver?
Wait, hang on.
Sip of water. Yeah, me too. Let's do that.
Okay.
All right. You ready now?
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Facebook or Instagram?
Instagram.
iPhone or Samsung?
iPhone.
Apple or Android?
Apple.
Rap or rock?
Rock.
Rock or pop?
Rock.
Pop or country?
Pop.
Beach or mountains?
Oh, mountains.
Beach or pool?
Beach.
Skiing or snowboarding?
Snowboarding.
Sun or rain?
Sun.
Comedy or action?
Comedy.
Blondes or brunettes?
Brunettes.
Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Sunglasses or hat?
Sunglasses.
SUV or convertible?
Convertible.
Mac or PC?
Mac.
PlayStation or Wii?
PlayStation.
Clean or messy?
Messy.
Singing or dancing?
Dancing.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Italian or Chinese food?
Chinese.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Kim Kardashian or Scarlett Johansson?
Oh, Scarlett Johansson.
Johnny Depp or Will Smith?
Oh, Will Smith.
Mall or online shopping?
Online.
Cinema or home movie?
Cinema.
Ice cream or gelato?
Ice cream.
Cake or cookies?
Cake.
Cookies or cookie dough?
Cookies.
Family or friends?
Oh, family.
Christmas or your birthday?
Christmas.
Night or day?
Night.
Bus or train?
Train.
Straight or curly hair?
Straight.
Eye color blue or brown?
Blue.
Vampire or werewolf?
Vampire.
Texting or calling?
Calling.
Los Angeles or New York?
New York.
Friday or Saturday?
Ooh. Saturday.
TV or movies?
TV.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Snow or surf?
Surf.
Harry Potter or Twilight?
Harry Potter.
Family Guy or The Simpsons?
The Simpsons.
McDonald's or Burger King?
McDonald's.
French fries or chips?
Chips.
Burger or hot dog?
Proper chips. Burger.
Ever out of time. Wow, good job. How many questions do you think you answered in that time?
102?
102. You're hoping.
35?
35. Oh, a lot more than that.
Oh, 51.
Oh, a little bit less than that.
Oh,
You've
48.
answered 46 questions.
46
Woohoo!
questions.
And you're sitting number 41 on the Rave It Up leaderboard. The same amount of questions as Kenny Johnson, who plays Dominic Luca from SWAT, the TV show SWAT, if you've watched that.
Okay.
Yeah. So 46 questions. Hopefully, if you ever have plan to come to Australia, or I come to
do
Canada,
plan to come to Australia.
Oh, awesome. Where?
I mean,
really?
not imminently, but
Yes.
at some point.
At
definitely.
some point. If we do an interview in person, we'll have to play it again. What do you think?
Absolutely.
You can beat your old score.
Oh, I could definitely beat my old score for sure. I'll be practicing.
It definitely helps when it's in person.
Yeah,
There's
you
like,
can ask me questions. He asked me a lot of questions anyway. I do get quite a lot of practice at answering questions.
oh, good. Well, it seems like you love tea. I loved your, as soon as I said a copy of tea, you were like, tea!
That's a big one for me.
Yeah, I love my tea. I've got like a huge selection.
Nice. I'm
Yeah.
just one black tea, English
Just
breakfast
black tea. Oh,
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
You're pure English, aren't you?
fancy, but that's the one thing I think I am stereotypically English. I'm
Yeah.
working on a job at the moment, and the third AD, I've worked with him a few times. He's really nice, and he went and got me a tea the other day, and he keeps ribbing me about it because I was like, can you get me an English breakfast tea? No, I'm not a diva at all, just so that you know. But I'm like, he offered. I was like, yeah, I'll get an English breakfast tea, milk, 1 sugar. And he came back and he handed me the tea, and I just went to lift the lid. I went, it's Earl Grey, because I could smell it, and I was like, I don't do Earl Grey. And he keeps ribbing me about that, calling me a diva,
Calling you a diva?
and telling everybody how I have the nose of a bloodhound because I could smell it was an Earl Grey
Even without lifting the
as
lid.
he gave it to me. Yeah.
Hey, you know what you like, and that's what you want.
Yeah, I'm a simple man, simple pleasures.
Yeah. But we are unfortunately getting to the end of the interview now, Oliver. But at the closing statement, and was probably the most important question, knowing what you know now, what would you tell your 14-year-old self?
Holy cow. What would I tell my 14-year-old for myself? Wow. I don't know. That's a tricky one. Everything's going to be all right. I think I was struggling with, what I wanted to do and struggling a little bit with my home life and things when I was 14. And I was pretty pretty angry young man. And I think, yeah, I'd say that it's, everything's going to be all right.
Yeah.
I'll end up in Vancouver, in a beautiful place with, a pretty cool son.
Beautiful son.
And an awesome girlfriend, and getting to do something that I love to do. So yeah, I'd say chill out, man. It's all good. It'll work out.
Life will work out.
Yeah.
That's great. And if the listeners would like to contact you, find out what you're up to in the future, where should they go? Where should we go follow you?
They see my personal assistant. His name is Rowan. He'll sort you out. But
he even has an earpiece in, I see.
Yeah. He can hear you now. I'd say Instagram. I think it's Oliver M. Rice.
Yep.
I'm not super active on the socials, but I try to be. But I'm trying to be better. And Twitter, I guess, as well. I think it's Oliver M. Rice. Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right. Everyone go follow him. Check out some new movies. And when you eventually do the lovely movie Hallmark, hopefully, with Britt Irvin, you let us know.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, I'd love to have you on again. And thank you for today, for all your time and having a chat to us. And we loved hearing about your career.
Oh, it's been lovely. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Just keep in contact, all right?
All right, absolutely.
Well, I hope you'll enjoy today's interview. If you'd like to check out any of our other interviews, visit our website, raveituptv.com. And remember, our podcast is on all podcasting platforms now. Just type in Rave It Up and make sure to tell your friends. And if you haven't gotten our book, Knowing What I Know Now yet, please do so. It's available as paperback and also an ebook. And if you want to further support Rave It Up during these difficult times, please check out patreon.com/Rave It Up. Check out our membership tiers, pick one that you would like, and in return of supporting us, you get heaps of free stuff and bonus content for as little as $4 a month. That's like a coffee, right, guys? We really appreciate anything you can give. You can also use PayPal with our email address, raveituptv@gmail.com. Now, thanks for watching today, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys!